Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as we are diving into our West Marches Hyperborea game. This is our community game. This is where all of our community from our Discord come together and plays Hyperborea. The way this works, we have a mission board set up, and some of us DMs will put out a message saying, hey, I've got an adventure plan for X number of players, X number of levels, and then people just sign up and play. So if you are interested in joining, you can join our Discord. We'll have a link down below. And you can join. We also need DMs, or if you want to learn how to DM an awesome OSR, a classic D&D game, Hyperborea is amazing. So without further ado, introductions. My name is Trevor. I am the DM referee guy tonight. And I am joined by 6 of our poor community members who are going to try to survive tonight. Death does come quickly in Hyperborea, so this should be fun. So we're going to start off with, we'll start off with BG. Who are you playing tonight?
Hi everyone, my name is Brian, BG33. Tonight I'm playing Azarion Mordos, a 4th level Ixian assassin.
4th level assassin. And you've got a streak going. You've survived 2 games in a row. So let's see if we can get to 3.
Try not to jinx that there, Trevor.
Azarion's not the first character, but he has survived. All right. Next, let's step down and introduce Headstone. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Foreranos, an Ixian Warlock Firelord.
Ixian Warlock Firelord, who has been on a tear in our games. He has been rolling a really hot dice with the Great Axe, and he has felled many a creature. And he is back tonight to see if he can continue the hot streak. All right, let's skip over and let's talk to, who do we have? Matt. Yes, Urx. We're just going to go down. Okay.
I'm playing Kanekapuk. They are an Eskimo shaman. And carry a spear.
And what level are you up to now?
4th level.
4th level. And then Headstone, what the Warlock is what level?
Level 3.
3. So 4, 4, and 3. All right, now let's go talk to Steven. All the way down at the bottom. UW, what are you playing tonight, Steven?
I am playing a scout. I'm a very tall Celt. I'm coming from South Korea, so today is Tuesday.
Yes, we have. This is an international game. We've got a South Korean player coming in. And then let's speaking of international, PM2312, why don't you tell us who you're playing?
Hi, PM2312, also known as James. I am a level 2 Chimerian Ixian Huntsman.
Awesome.
A little fun interaction there.
Right. And where are you streaming from?
Australia.
See, it's a full international game. And then moving over, let's talk to our friend Cantankerous Bees. Who are you playing today?
Hello, I'm Cantankerous Bees. I'm going to be playing Killian McMorran, the 3rd level cleric of Azathoth.
3rd level cleric. All right, your mic is a little sus. But so Max, also I believe hailing from the Australia, is going to be playing Killian, the cleric, and he's 2nd or 3rd level.
3rd level.
3rd level. Gotcha. Okay. And we're going to have to kind of work through the mic thing because we're playing in like 3 different continents, and it's going to be amazing. It's an international game. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This game is going to take place a couple of days after our Friday game, which was not streamed, but we do have a recap that was put into Discord. So not all of our games are streamed, but this one will be tonight, obviously. So as we dive back into Hyperborea, I do want to say, where we are. So Hyperborea, what is Hyperborea? It is this floating mass that has been pulled from old Earth, and the gods have basically spun this flat piece of land, and it is orbiting around Saturn. And our story takes place in this strange land of Hyperborea. And as we kind of zoom in, this is the map that we'll be working off of. This is the area known as Cragspire. Now, Cragspire is off of Dagon Bay, and in here we are going to zoom in to the city of Intella. Now, Intella is a Roman town. That doesn't mean that everyone there is Roman. It's just predominantly Roman. And it is a fishing settlement. It was recently ransacked attacked by some really nasty beastmen. Half the town was burned to the ground, and since then they have built some nice fence and walls around the town, and are beginning to rebuild and prepare for the winter that is quickly coming in. And now we're going to zoom in and see Intella. Let me make sure I get my... There we go. I got to turn my music up a little bit. We got our setting music here. So we return to Intella. Now, just a few days ago, we had an adventuring party go out to try to harness and pull in the horses. We had 30 some odd horses that had escaped and ran off during the raid of the Beastmen. The party went out. They did find the horses. They were heading towards the west, and they actually tracked them all the way to the Pict town of Aberdona. Now, it had been a long time since anyone had contacted Aberdona. It's a fairly new settlement, but when they got there, they found out that absolutely nobody was there. They got to Aberdona, and it was a ghost town. They opened up the gates. There was no one in the towers. There was no one in the tavern, and everything there seemed very, very odd. It was then at night that they were jumped by some very strange beings. They were these black-robed individuals walking about with there's a pale white skin and almost like baby cherub face, just emotionless faces, as they pleaded to the adventurers to basically join us or die. They decided to fight their way out. They killed their attackers and tried to get out of town once they had actually found the horses. Now, on their way out of town, they did see that there was this big monster perched on the top of this town, on the top of this building, and with these big bat wings, and was this buzzing sound going off, and seemed to somehow maybe telepathically tell the party to not come back, which I don't think anyone there made argument with. They made their horses, they rode off with their horses and left. They did bring back one survivor, a girl who only went by the number 23. And as they got her back into town, she saw that while she was transforming into one of these faceless ghostmen, or whatever it is they were, as they got her away from town, she began to revert back into human form, and she told them that everyone there had been taken over by something called Amigo, this thing that took them to this underground crypt area, this crack into the earth, into Hyperborea, and the entire town, not Amigo, but Migo. So now we're back in town in Intella, and it is 2 days later. And just so if you're watching, if you're following us on Discord, we are keeping a Hyperborea calendar. So our time is passing with Hyperborea at the same time. So this is just 2 days later. So Friday to Monday, 3 days later, I guess. So now we are on what's called Earth Day, also known as Monday. So we are on Monday. This is in the 11th year of 11th month of the 11th year of the cycle, and we're coming into less and less daylight. So what we have now is about 4.5 hours of daylight, followed by a very long night. And as the weeks turn, we will eventually have no daylight, and as we go into the next couple of years. So all types of things happening. Now, as the party has returned, the chief magistrate, the head of the town, has called together a couple of mercenaries, a couple of warriors, and is at this point that he's called together this group of people, and we now zoom in and we see the council with Tiberius. Tiberius is a Roman, and he is the one who has kind of taken over the town since the raid. Most of the leadership were killed in the raid, and now basically the head of the guard is now kind of the magistrate of the town, in de facto leader. Process of elimination. And he is deeply concerned because there seems to be a few things troubling. So now we're going to pick up the role play here as the party here is meeting in basically what's the longhouse, the big dock house here. As I'm pinging on the map, that is where we're picking up the action as this party has pulled together, and we're going to be speaking to Tiberius. So Tiberius welcomes everyone in. There are tables there. There are drinks for you. And as soon as everyone walks in, you see Tiberius walking in, wearing a breastplate armor. He has like the long red, like Roman style cloak behind him. He takes off his helmet. He sits down at the table. You see him place his falcata next to the table as well. And he looks over the party and goes, good, you all came. Knickapuk, I believe you were one that went on this journey, and you traveled to Aberdona. Could you tell us exactly what you saw of these monsters?
Yes, there was these strange black-robed individuals that had round, youthful, almost cherubic faces. And they seemed to be emotionless. And they came after us, but we dispatched them, but there were more there. It seems that they're from... Do we know about the Miko? And, well, the 23 had... 23 had mentioned that they had come from some chasm north, a gorge.
She relayed that information to me as well. The concern that I have is now we have beastmen that are camping in the mountains to the northeast, and now we have this alien invader taking over a town to our west, and I would like to gather more information. 23 spoke of the possibility of survivors, ones who had fled into the woods. Now, for Aranos, when you traveled off into the woods, I had heard that you were waylaid by some spiders. Did you see anything else? Or not spiders, I'm sorry. What is it? Wolves. Was it wolves or spiders? Or?
Yes, there was a pack of wolves, but they die quickly.
I've heard your prowess with the axe is quite remarkable. Did you see anything that made you believe there were others in the woods as well? Did you linger there?
We stayed one night late until sunlight broke, and then we made way for Albionus.
So when we spoke to 23 or whatever she wants to go by, she seemed to believe that there was some survivors, some ones who had fled Aberdona, and they went to these woods. I would very much like this party that I've gathered here to go and see if they can find any of these survivors. We are short on men here after the last attack and could use the reinforcements. So, a new one of yours I brought. I know you have not used him, but Socrates, come. You're a scout and you know the area. You know these woods, correct?
Yes, I do. I love to travel the woods, and I love to run through the countryside. So allow me to track down anything you wish.
Good. And I figured between you and our huntsman here, you would be able to find the tracks and just hopefully see if there are any of these picked survivors. Do you think that is something that the two of you could do?
We will do it or die trying.
I like that. Ninsus, do you concur?
I do. I do.
Good. Well, if Kinnikapuk and Cillian, if the two of you would go and aid them and support, and I would very much appreciate it. We will fill your pocket. We still have gold in the coffers, and for each surviving member that you find, we will give you 20 gold pieces.
Very well.
That's a fine reward.
Do you have food stuff that you can provide for the trip?
Oh, but of course I do, of course. I would offer horses as we just got those in, but I'm hearing they're acting rather odd.
They are very articulate.
That is what I've heard. Horses seem to be strangely intelligent.
I traveled back with the horses with Kinnikapuk, and personally, I don't trust those horses yet.
Well, the woods are not far. If you make out the break of day, you could get there before nightfall. So I will see to it that Gaius, come, please. Gaius here. He will get you supplies and talk to Octavius as well about any camping supplies. Yes. So he talks, and Gaius and Octavius, they come in and younger men, younger Romans, and they will get some supplies together, some rations for you. It is only a few hours trek. You should be there in just a few hours. It's just a few miles outside of town, but you will need to probably spend some time in the wood. Only the two of you that are really familiar with that wood would be both Socrates and Ninsus. Kinnikapuk, is there anything else? You have a troubled brow.
We had a bunch of gold. I could cast an augury to see if this is a good idea or not.
Well,
How much gold?
I have not much faith in the gold and in the gods, but if you think it is best.
That's 500 gold.
Whew.
The totem ability. It's contact otherworldly being.
How much
you
do
go.
you need?
And
That seems
Killian will just give you.
pricey.
Having very little concept of how money works.
Yeah, we could just go then.
Okay, yes. Well, I'll leave it to you then. Gaius and Octavius will see you as you get supplies. Day breaks in just a few hours, and we'll open the gates for you as you go.
Magistrate Tiberius, may I please have a word with you?
Of course.
You know, in times as these, gold pieces are a little more value to me as bits of dust. I would like to do this as a favor for you, as to start a friendship between us, and I will plan to rescue as many of the people that we can and bring them back. And I ask for no gold in compensation, just just a favor. And just an offer of us continuing our working relationship here in this fine town.
What is it that you are seeking, Ixion?
Considering that you are the magistrate and the man who wields a great bit of power here, I see only to ally myself with someone with views such as I to get this town up and prospering as quick as possible.
Bring in survivors and extra swords, and I'll owe you one. How about that?
Thank you, Magistrate.
And with that, the party moves out. You go and you find Octavius and Gaius has filled some backpacks with water and a little bit of ale and also some foam rations as well for the six of you as you travel out. Now, as the six of you travel out, we do have all of your tokens here. Let's just go ahead and line you up as you're traveling. What is the line of travel? Like who's first, middle, last? Everyone here can control your tokens, just kind of move where you want to be. Yeah, so Socrates is first. Everybody just kind of fill in and make a line here, and we'll just kind of see who is where. This will be the marching order. So Socrates first, Cillian's going to be second, Foray is going to be third. Where's everybody else? Kanikapuk fourth.
This lightning bolt formation.
Lightning bolt formation. We're going to call this lightning bolt formation. And Azarian, where do you want to be?
I think the three of us in the front with stealth should probably be a little bit ahead. Is that what we're gonna?
You want to do? You want to do this?
We run. I think we should have the stealth people on point that can discern noise and be on point.
If that's the case, then probably Cillian is in the back with his slow plate mail.
Yep, absolutely.
Does that sound good? All right. All right, so this will be the order. I love how chat says, and this is a community game, so I will be talking to chat some. I like how Daniel says, when the DM asks your marching order, you get nervous. This is true. That is true.
Is everybody okay with this marching order? What do you guys think?
Sure. I like being
Just
in the front.
Likely to be stabbed in the front as the back.
Okay, so I say let's do this. Let's let the scout be a little ahead since he is the scout.
Absolutely.
And and then we'll have Ninsis and Azarian kind of beside him, and then the scout can head on out. All right, and with that, the party moves out. Now, as we move out, we're going to go back out to the world map here, and just so we're see where we're going is we have Entella here, and we're going to be heading over to this forest here. Now, this party did just camp here a few days ago, and they got jumped by wolves, I believe. And as they are traveling out, now each one of these hexes is only 2 miles, so you're probably looking like a 4 or 5 mile walk, so it's not going to take you that long, and you can get there while there is still sunlight. And as you go throughout the day, it is bitterly cold. There is a wind that is kicking in and kicking up a lot of snow and everything, so it's a slow march as you're walking out. And as we do that, let's go ahead and let's have First roll of the night. Let's have Socrates give me a tracking. Don't you have tracking ability?
Yeah.
All right, give me
It's 7 and 12.
All right, so roll a d12. You want to roll low, so 1 to 7 is success. So just go off to the left, grab a dice, throw a d12.
There you
Let's
go,
have our
guys.
first roll. First roll of the night. A 7.
Ooh, yeah.
A 7. All right. So what you are seeing is a group of about 12 to 15 individuals that walked close to the town and doubled back for the woods. They look like they're wearing shoes, boots, and this happened in probably the last 4 or 5 hours. So you have 12 to 15 individuals that walked out from the woods, stopped on like a hill that would overlook Entella, and then went back to town and went back to the woods.
Should we follow these tracks, gentlemen?
I believe that
Follow
following
tracks.
the tracks is the best choice. If we saw, did we see them, Trevor?
No.
No, you just tracks from 15 individuals.
Hey,
I was
think
scout
following them
ahead.
is-
I'm sorry.
Okay. So with that, the party will continue moving forward. You'll move into the as you move into the woods. You follow these tracks, and as you get into the clearing of the woods, there is an issue with the tracks as you walk in. They kind of spread out and about. And at this point, do we have another tracker, or can't you track as well, Ninsus?
Yeah. I have a 10 and 12 chance.
Ninsus, as you're going about, roll a track once we get in the woods and see if you can still track them. Okay.
Yeah.
As we move in, we have our set piece for the woods. Just kind of give us the idea of what we're dealing with. As you're walking about, at this point, they spread about. And what you're now seeing is you're seeing a different set of tracks. You do see the 12 or 15 or so tracks that you saw, but what you're now seeing is another set of tracks that are a little bit older, and there's 6 of them. And the reason that you know this is different is you're seeing a couple of smaller footprints, look like children. You're finding about 6 individuals, 1 or 2 of them are children, and it seems that the 15 are following the 6.
There is smaller footprints here, people. They seem like children, and yet looks like they are the ones who are leading these 12 to 16 people we're following.
Can you tell how old these tracks are?
You can. So the tracks that you're seeing, it kind of lays into the larger group. Is about 3-4 hours old, and the ones in front of it are a little bit older, probably 6-7 hours.
That's
they
half a
shoes,
day,
like-
half a day ahead of us.
Yeah, so I think that the smaller tracks are the ones that we should be looking for, and the 12 to 15 individuals are going to be our quarry.
How many days has it been since the Intella got attacked by the Beastman?
It's been about a month.
A month. And there was all sorts of people that were carried off by the Beastman, right?
Yeah, at least 30. Okay. So what are we feeling? We haven't heard from. I know his mic is messing up a little bit, but what do you think, Max?
Is it still bad?
It's a little staticky.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering, the children's footprints, are they still booted? Like, are they still wearing shoes, or do they look like?
They are wearing
Like
shoes.
footprints?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, not horrible Fae dragging
Right.
us into the night. Cool. Are there any animals around, like birds in the bushes or any?
Yes, there are lots of birds. There are squirrels moving about and things of that nature. It seems like nothing is startled in the woods. It is just a typical day. We are about halfway through. Now, even though it's still daylight, it is. We have the canopy of the forest that is keeping us. It is shady. But you don't need a light source or anything. But it is very shady. But you do see animals and things moving around.
Send me ahead, and I'll scout. I'll scout ahead. I can come back. I'm pretty fast.
Okay. Does that sound like a plan? We'll let the scout. All right. So let's let Socrates bolt into the woods and follow the tracks as the rest of the party kind of hangs back. So give me a move silently check. So roll that d12 for move silently, and as you kind of see if you can. So you're not. There's a lot of snow and it's cracking ice. So you're kind of. I believe that's a fail for you, correct?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. So as you're moving, you're not moving silently, but you are moving quickly. You do find the footprints, and you immediately stop in your tracks as you see something you've been to this forest before, but not in this direction. As you're getting a little bit to the north, heading towards the mountain range, you come across what looks to be the ruins of a shrine. And you're not familiar, you haven't found this before. You've kind of cut through this thicket. And as you look, you see that it looks like all of the footprints stopped here for a while before moving on.
I'm gonna run back and get the group.
Okay. So a few moments pass. He comes running back through, not so quietly, through the woods. You see him kind of deftly moving through very quickly with his bow and to relay the information.
Right, so I found something unusual up ahead, gentlemen. I think it's best we continue on quietly and as a group.
What did you find?
Lead away.
What did you see, friend?
I found a shrine. I didn't investigate further because it's creeping me out. Got a little scared.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What did this shrine? Did this shrine look like anything? What describe a
you
shrine.
saw the shrine look like it was a man, like a statue, and it was toppled over.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, fine heroes, those 20 gold pieces aren't going to earn themselves. Shall we? And I tip a little bit of the Lotus brandy and I hand some to Foray.
I do believe that this is a good choice, and this brandy is definitely a good choice.
Perfect. All right, as the five of you move forward, Ninsus, as you walk forward, give me do you have discern noise?
Do I? Let me quickly check. No, I don't.
Does the scout have discern noise?
4 and 12.
Roll it.
Come on, baby.
Go.
Oh, it'll have to be the first one. It's 12.
I don't know what I did.
It's okay. You roll 2, but the first roll was a 12. So you don't hear anything. As the six of you move forward, you see this shrine. It's like a circular break in the woods, and you do see what looks to be old stone. You see there's the stone looks very old, but you do see the statue kicked over. Kanikapuk, you look at it, and it does look to be an older religious statue. You're not exactly sure who it is. But Cillian, you recognize the tipped over figure. It's a female, and if you're not mistaken, you believe it's Artemis.
The bow goddess. Makes sense. Woods, hunters.
Is this a bad omen?
What?
Is this a bad omen for Artemis, this statue to be kicked over?
Probably.
The statue was not here before my last. Probably should fix it.
I'd like to check for secret doors by the toppled over statue. You said the footprint stopped there, correct?
So they stopped here for a while. Give me a D6.
All right.
Okay, you go to look, and you do see a small opening in the grass right outside. And as you reach down and grab that opening, what you see is immediately you see this long like arm reach out, and there's this explosion that happens as this thing just like erupts out of the grass as you see this giant 5-foot long spider lurch at you and make an attack.
Now, this is a good omen because I walk with the webs.
Right.
Not gonna protect
You dive out of the way as this massive spider, this 5-foot spider, tries to attack you. Not today.
Not maybe a crab, but not a spider, baby.
Not today. All right, so we're gonna shift the action. We're gonna pull up some different music. We're gonna pull everybody over.
God damn it.
This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine.
All right, so we've got some tokens. We've got Socrates. We've got... No, we don't need Caltrum. He's not here with us today. We've got Kickanickapuck. I know you're always in the back. Azarian, you're up here. Let's see who else we have. Foray, we'll put you here. I'm trying to keep you kind of close to where y'all were as far as the... Because everyone's kind of out looking about. I think Socrates should be over here. Let me fix this real quick. All right, chat. Let me just fix this real quick. We're setting a scene, and we will go from there. All right, and then let me hit this. We're going to edit. I'm just fixing a token really quick. There we go. All right. Who are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's everybody. Okay. So what we're going to have here is we got a spider right here. And we've got a whole bunch of other spiders. As these now Ninsis, you look and you immediately notice these as giant crab spiders.
Ooh, fun.
Because I always try to bring crabs in whenever Brian is at the table.
Oh, dude. All
right, so we have a surprise round. I rolled surprise, and so this one here is already tapped. We're gonna have one come up on Ninsis.
Even with the neg
I did. They are super good. They are super good. I did the math on it earlier. I needed a 3 and 6 with your bonus, and I rolled a 2. All right.
I have a bonus too.
I know. All right, so here's what we got. We're going to have one come up on Socrates. We're going to run up on Foray, one on Cillian. We're going to have this one come on Knickerpuck. And this one, I think Cillian needs it. I think he needs double spider. Yeah. All right, so we've already done, this is a surprise round. So we've already done the attack on Azarian. Now we're going to do the one on Ninsis. So let me roll here. This is an attack on Ninsis. I've got, that might be pretty good. That's a hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I got an AC 5.
Oof. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do some damage here. So this is spider number 1. He is taking attack. You take 2 points of damage. Would you make a death saving throw? Or it's poison save. I don't know if you get a bonus. Make a death saving throw.
Death save. Character sheet, death save. Yes, I do.
It is a poison that matters. Looks like a success.
Yep, +2.
You get a +2. Just. Good job. All right, so you get bit. It's a tiny bite. It barely gets through your armor as you jump back. And now we're going to go around the table, and we're going to go to the one on Knickerpuck as you see this thing explode and kind of scamper up close to you and dive at you. This is the attack here. What's your AC?
4.
4. That's going to be a hit. So take 8 points as this thing latches onto your back. Make a save.
Ouch.
Make a death saving throw. It's a poison save.
Oh.
Woof.
Nope.
You take an additional D8 of damage. Only one. But this thing is on your back right now and trying to... It does slide down, but you've taken a massive hit. All right, Cillian. Or Killian. Killian?
Bring it.
All right. So I know your AC is ridiculous because you're wearing plate, but we do have a flank situation. Let's see if they can. Unnatural 20. Hey. Hey. All right. Let me see how bad my damage is. Oh, it's triple damage. What happened? Take 12. That spider tagged you. Make a death saving throw.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Do I get a reduction at least from that?
You do.
There's damage reduction on
You
that.
do get DR. So if you have DR, use it. All right. So that is a fail. So you're going to take only 1. So the good news is I don't flub rolls because I put it out in front of you. The bad news is I don't flub rolls. So
No, I love that.
so all right, and now we've got the one on 4A. I think that's a miss. What's your AC?
4. Sorry.
No, you're good. You just barely duck out of the way of that, and then our poor level 1 scout who just got jumped by a spider. Let's see how bad this is. Oh no, that's a bite. He's been bit. No. He took 5. Now make a death saving. That puts you at 1. And now make a death saving throw. Oof. Here it is. The moment of truth. Can Socrates survive the first round? No. No, he's at -3. Socrates goes down. All right. Oh no, that's the worst. Okay. So now we get to roll initiative. So we're gonna let because these are crabs, we're gonna let Azarian roll a d6. So
I do have to regret mentioning it, but there are 2 spiders on me.
for Cillian? Oh.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot. He missed.
Okay, good.
Good. Thank you for being honest. I rolled a 3. Did I roll that?
No, that was the hit.
That was the hit.
You
All
rolled a
right.
4.
So all right. So we got a 4. The spiders are going on a 5.
Wasn't it a 4 or 4? Oh, that was the.
Yep. That was the poison, I think.
That was the poison. That was the poison. Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, no. I thought I rolled a 3.
You did, and I rolled a 4. We go first.
I think so.
I don't want to tell. I don't want to. You're the man, but I'm pretty sure.
I think I did. I think I rolled.
We're about to die if we don't go.
I really think I did. I think you're gonna get initiative here. I was thinking I did. All right. So with that, the party goes first. Let's start with Azarian.
Okay, let's announce. Are we gonna announce?
You know what? We should have done that before. So we're announcing. I'm assuming pretty much everyone here is melee except Kinikapuk or and let's talk to our casters. Are y'all melee or casting?
Melee.
Everyone's melee?
I'm gonna activate a magic item.
Ooh. Okay, so does that count as magic, as sorcery? Is that?
I don't know.
I think it does. All right, so we'll have all of the melee people go first. So let's start with Azarian, and we'll kind of go around the horn. So Azarian, you go for it.
All right. So let's go, and we'll try to take an attack. Now, I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna attack with the short sword that I have.
Okay.
This usually yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go.
So just go to your character sheet and just hit the short sword button.
Yep. Gotcha. Here we go. Okay. Please bear with me, everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
Get your character sheets ready.
Gotcha. Here we go. Okay.
Swing and a miss.
Okay. I can't see that.
Hang on, you hit an AC. Wait. Let me. No, AC at 12. No, you definitely miss. Okay.
That's 3. Yep. Okay. I miss.
Okay, so let's go to Nensis.
Yep. Question: do I get the sense that these guys could be tamed by me?
Yes.
All right. Hand axe. Here we go.
Okay. That is a hit for 7 points of damage. You hack it, yeah.
Does he feel like under half health? Because I can assess that with accuracy.
Well, here's the thing. These are beast. Do you do more than damage? Did more than 7?
Yeah, +2.
All right, so you do 9. Yes, you do sense that he's under half.
Cool. I will shout out to the group. Leave this one for me.
Got it. All right. Then let's move over. We're going to kind of go in a circle here. Oh, actually, we'll go to Foranos. Let's go with the axe man. David Bowie pulls out his mighty axe.
Yes, the great axe. And I don't like crabs, and this spider is not very happy.
All right, roll it. Oof, a mighty 2. That's gonna miss. That's a hard miss. All right, Socrates, you're gonna go last. Cillian, you're up. Is it Killian?
I'm going to
Killian.
Cillian. Doesn't
Killian.
matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna strike it with the morning star, the one that bit me and
Okay. All right, go
messed
for
me
it.
up.
That is a hit for 4 damage.
Ooh.
All right, you definitely land it. And now we go to Knickapuk.
Knickapuk draws his hood under the cloak of shadows.
Ooh.
And he's going to turn to let's see here. Once per day, when the cowl is fitted over the wearer's head, the one becomes a shadow. In the dark, he's invisible. In light, no more than a shade. Incorporeal, he may flit about 30 movement and can see through small spaces. Immune to physical attacks.
Wow. Okay, so you are now one with the shadows. I guess you can do that and then move.
These are 5-foot squares.
Yes.
I'll move over there.
Okay. All right. The spider. The one on. Let's start at the bottom here. Killian, this is attack number 1. Miss. The other behind you rolls. And 17. What's your AC?
AC 2 because I'm flanked. I don't get.
Correct.
Right?
So that will hit. 4 damage, but you get your damage reduction. So it's only 2.
Cool.
And now make a save.
Alright, so. Where are you, death save? There you are.
Oh, you pass. You passed. Get out of here. All right. Now let's go up here to Nensis. The one on Nensis is going to try to attack you. Miss. We'll go over to the one on Foray Renos. Is going to try to bite at you. And that's a miss. The one on Socrates is going to grab him by his feet and start dragging him back into his hole. And then the one on Azarian. Miss. Now we have this poor sap. Let's see, does he... He has completely lost Knickapuk, and we'll go up and start attacking Cillian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hit!
Oh,
It was almost a 1. Oh, Lord, here we go. Oh, 1 damage. With damage reduction, it's 0. You don't have to make a save because he didn't make it through your armor. That was a ruling we got from the creator of the game himself. So Jeff Delaney has helped for that. So your armor saves you on that. All right. Now we get to roll initiative again. And let's have the mighty... let's have Socrates roll. Because he's not doing anything else right now because he's unconscious, he can at least roll our fate. But before we do that, let's make some announcements. Hang on. We're going to re-roll the 4. Let's make some announcements. Let's start with... I need melee, missile, magic.
Melee.
Foray.
Melee.
Okay. Nensis.
I'm gonna swap to my fighting net, which puts me at doing nothing this turn.
Okay. And then...
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, you're gonna bleed. Actually, you're at -4 now.
Hey, that's my job.
Right. And now Knickapuk.
Knickapuk will just move.
Magic or just move?
Just move. Double move.
Just double move. Got it. Okay. And let's go ahead and roll. So now, Socrates, you can roll. This will be the legit roll. I'm legit rolling a 5.
Oh.
And you're legit rolling a 4. So now spiders run. The one on 4A is going to attack. We'll do 4A first. He's going to jump at you, get you with an 18. I believe that'll hit you. And take 4 damage. Do take your DR. Now make a death saving throw. Death saving throw. Ink. That's a fail. Alright, so 4A, you take another 6. Now, you do get DR on the first hit. You don't on the second, because it's poison. Who has... Okay, that was the first one. Have we gone... Let's go to Azarian. 9, that's a miss. The one on Nensis, as you're putting your weapon down and going for the net, it tries to bite you and misses. And let's go for the whole horde on the Cillian Killian, whatever we want to say his name is. This is attack 1 of the plate mail guy. That's going to hit. Let's go ahead and do all 3 attacks. Yep. This is the second attack. That's a miss. And the third attack is a miss. So we do have 1 hit. It will do 4 damage. That's another 2. And I got to make another death save.
Yep.
Oh, no.
All right. Sweet embrace of death.
Pass! 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 Holy cow, he lived! Alright, this one is going to continue dragging, and he's got Socrates in his hole at this point, and is beginning to, like, cover up his hole. And now we go to the heroes. Let's start with Azarian.
Okay, I'd like to, if I can, I would like to do a fighting retreat and dodge.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, so you're gonna have to walk. I guess I get to roll half my movement.
Yeah,
I get half of my movement.
Yeah,
and then okay, so I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. Come over to my boy Foray here.
Okay.
We're gonna get down. And then I don't know what else I do. I don't think I have any attacks.
That's it. You basically you're just kind of blocking off.
And I get a plus to my AC or whatever.
Right. And now let's go to Foray.
Okay.
You get 2 attacks this round.
I have 2 attacks this round. I keep going to the old one. The old way. Let's go back to the new way. With 1.
That's a hit, and that is 9 damage. Alright, with that, you cleave a couple of its front legs off.
Is it still moving?
It's still moving. It's still got 6 legs.
It's not going to move through the second attack.
It lives. The problem is he's a smaller target now with fewer legs, and you just missed that attack. But it is definitely bleeding.
Slower.
He's slower, and he's stumbling about. And now let's go to Nensis up top. You now have your net.
Yeah, I can't really do anything for this round. It's next round I can throw it.
He's setting it up. And now let's go to Killian. Mute. You're muted. Killian's muted.
My buffoon. Yep. Going with Morningstar once again at the one that I already hit before.
Okay. You're gonna try to hit him again. And you hit. 2 damage. 2 whole damage. Alright, and now Knickapuk.
Knickapuk's gonna move over. The guy, the spider that's pulling the person underground.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that opening? Is it still open or?
Yes, it's still open. It's in the process.
I'm gonna double move over there.
Okay. All right, and now it's spiders, right? Or we already do spiders. It is spiders. Okay. The spider on Nensis is going to try an attack. I think that hits you.
Yeah.
It does. Take 8. Woof. Make a save. Remember that time everybody died to spiders? Oof.
So close.
So close. Take another 1. I'm not rolling good on my poison damage, but that's 9 damage. Alright, the one on Foray is going to attack. Oof. That's another hit. 8! Oh! Oh no.
That's 7.
That's 7. Make your save.
That's this one.
You passed. You passed. We've got to start culling some of these things. Alright, you are at -5, Mr. Scout. And now this one's going to run and try to catch up with Zarian. He will make the attack. Zarian, you have a bonus to your AC. He misses you, but he is chasing you. And now let's see if the amazing Cillian Killian can survive the onslaught of spiders. The first one, you block off. The second one, oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's a crit.
That's for you.
Oh, let's see. It is double damage. And Snake Eyes? 6. So that's minus the associated.
-4.
Make a save?
Let's take a gander.
God.
Nope.
Oh no. Only
It's
one.
alright, you don't do a lot of damage in poisons.
I don't do that. All right. So now we've got 2 down. Oh, we still have one more spider on you, and he's gonna bite you. You're prone.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yes.
Dude.
Oh,
What were the odds again?
Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
It's 5 damage.
Okay, so I'm at -6 now, I think. Yeah,
Okay, now make a poison save.
and then poison. Yeah.
Don't
here
you
we go.
auto? I think you're unconscious. Don't you auto fail if you're? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. You would have
it
failed
doesn't
either
matter.
way. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh.
He's dead. Dead. That's it. He took 5 more. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm right behind you.
This went terrible. This went so bad. All right, we've got a dead one. All right, with that, I think all the spiders have done their damage. Let's roll initiative. We'll have Killian roll initiative since his parting shot. Well, before we do that, let's make some announcements. I gotta get used to it. We've got death. Jeez. All right, Ninsus, what are you doing?
My call.
Loot my corpse.
And by melee, I mean I'm dropping the net and swinging with my axe.
Okay, so
Plans changed. I have to.
you're gonna try to capture it.
Oh, not this time. I'm just gonna try and kill it. We've just lost 2 people. I need to get back into this fight.
Okay, all right. Azarian, you're going to do what? Azarian's muted. Melee.
My wife loves that. I believe we're gonna do. Let's see. I got one on me, right? And then okay, so we're gonna do. We're gonna do missile.
Okay. And then Foray, your melee.
Do melee again.
All right, Kanikapuk, what are you gonna do?
Coming out, pulling the hood back. Does that count as an action too? or
No.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay. All right. So now let's roll initiative. Killian, you can roll initiative for us. He's got a 4. Spiders going on. Oh my God! It is Spider Night. Monday night, Spider Night. All right, the one on Ninsus. Misses. Hang on. The one on Azarian hits. Azarian, you take 4 damage. Now make a save.
And that's a poison one, you said?
It's a poison death save, yeah.
That'll be on my character sheet, correct?
Yes. So just go to death save and click. Oof. Double crit on the guy with plate mail.
You get a +1 for this because it's poison, right?
Yeah, so just roll it and you get a +1.
Gotcha.
You can change it in there too if you need to.
Okay, I see it.
It's not going to work though. You only got a 10. All right,
go ahead.
so take another 4, so you take 8 total damage.
Oh.
The one on foray, miss, and these 3 are going to start pulling at the limbs of Killian and claiming parts of his body. So all 3 of them are kind of fighting over the body of Killian, and as he loses his limbs to the spiders. And this one is all right. So that's it. So this one's claiming his prize. We did them all. That's all of them. Okay. So let's go to action. Let's go to Nensis up top.
So yeah, as I drop the net, I'll just pull the axe and swing.
Okay. Swing at it. That is a miss. Hard to. Man, this is a night where the party is rolling bad and the DM is not. That's really what tonight is.
I'm guessing I don't get my second attack because I'm swapping hands.
I'll give it to you. The adrenaline rush of the moment. You're fighting for survival. It doesn't matter. You miss as well. Now we go to foray.
Okay. Keep wanting to just roll the 20 on there. Great axe. Let's hit.
That hits and that kills it. We finally dropped a spider. All right. Do you still get one more attack?
No, that was
No.
last
This
round.
is so next round you get 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go to Azarian, who is a ranged foe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's roll the.
Who are you shooting? The one in front of you?
Yeah.
So point
I'm gonna
blank
give it one.
shot. Okay.
Yep. And believe. Sorry about that. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
That hits.
All right, and let's do our damage. D6 plus 1. Come on, baby.
4. Okay. We finally hit this one.
And if it is possible, oh no, well, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
But it's just that's it.
Kanikaput, cast your spell.
Kanikaput comes out of the shadow form, and he says, "Slumbering God, help my companion, Mighty Cthulhu."
Mighty Cthulhu.
He's going to cast Cure Light Wounds on Socrates.
It's going to have to be a pretty good roll because he's at -4. Can he save Socrates? Okay, he's at -1, which is not bad. It's not bad.
Thank you.
It's not bad. The problem is you're also point blank with a spider now. You just saw that. So, all right. I think at -1 you're not bleeding anymore. Am I correct on that? Can somebody look up what at -1 what the status is? I don't think he's bleeding at -1.
No, I think it's just stable.
I think he's just stable. Right. Okay. With that, we've got spiders.
We lost the initiative that round, I believe.
No, we lost the initiative.
Oh, so now it's new initiative. Right. New initiative round. But before we do that, let's make some announcements. So Nensis.
Melee.
Melee. Azarian.
Missile.
Kanikapuk.
Kanikaput's going to cast a spell.
Okay. And Killian's going to continue to be torn limb from limb. I'm so sorry.
You gotta get over there.
It was
You
just
gotta get
horrible.
over there.
It was just
Medic!
horrible. All right. Let's have Ninsis. You roll initiative. You haven't done one yet.
Does anyone have any glue?
Glue.
Aw.
I rolled a 3. Spider's going. Let's go ahead and do the spider right here attacking Knickapuk. Spider on Knickapuk. That's a hit. I am rolling. I got all the cheat codes tonight, guys. Take 5 and make a death saving throw. It's going to be so fun when the last half of this game is just rolling new characters. Oh, man. All right, so you took 5 from the bite, and now you're going to take another 1. My poison damage hasn't been that great. So take 6 total. And now the one on Azarian that is still alive. What's your AC? What is Azarian's AC? It's 4, just barely missed. I mean, barely missed. And the one on Ninsis. Miss. And then these are just running off with body parts at this point. Okay. And now we get to the good guys. So let's do some melee. Ninsis, you're up.
1 attack this turn. Come on.
That's a hit. 9 damage. That is a death.
Plus 2, that's 11. So
yeah, you murdered that spider. You take your hatchet, you bury it in the back, and it drops dead. You breaking open the carapace. It is toast.
Do I still get like the 20-foot movement to start moving?
You can.
All right. Well, then I will start to move. Where is that thing? 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I will move to there.
Okay. And with that, we go to Azarian. No, hang on. Foray. Foray is melee.
How far is that?
It's close. You have to do like a running leap. It's going to be like, super heroic.
Yeah.
The music's going to play slow motion. Double attack with the axe.
We're doing this one, and let's see. 1 attack.
That actually hits. So 9.
Point.
Yep.
And it's still squirming.
It's still squirming. You lop off a couple of limbs. You bring the axe to bear. Swing again.
Second attack.
That murders it. That murders it. He is deleted.
There's some hope.
There is some hope. Let's see. Foray has returned to his killing form, and it's Azarian's turn.
All right. And the one in is there still one? There's still the one.
There's still one right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna get 2 this round.
Okay.
It'll be 2 shots from the thing. Here we go.
That's a miss.
Okay, and here goes the second shot.
That is also a miss.
Oh,
that is also a miss. Okay.
Run with crabs continues.
Azarian, it's not Talaknaka.
Can I know, right? Am I allowed to move at all? Can I move?
It will attack you.
Okay, we'll stay.
Okay. I've gotten lost. I get to attack now, right? It's spider turn.
Yeah.
Okay, spider on Azarian. No, spells, right. Knickapuk.
Knickapuk reaches out. Actually, I guess it's a ranged spell. He's going to cast Enlargement on Feranos.
Yeah!
Feranos grows in stature as he's even bigger.
Big brother.
Now the spider's going to attack Azarian. And miss. This is getting pretty easy now. There's only 1 spider left. I do need to roll his old morale. Hold up. Okay. Let me check that real quick. All right, let's make some announcements.
Melee.
Okay, Knickerpuck.
Missile.
If
Okay. All right, let's roll initiative. Let's have Knickerpuck roll the initiative.
Knickerpuck's gonna have melee as well.
Okay, I'm going on a 3. Oh, 1. All right, this spider's making a run for it. I will let Ninsis and Azarian get parting shots as it's running, scurrying away double move. So let's have Ninsis go first. That's a hit.
That's 11 points.
That is dead, is what that is. You broke the morale of the spiders. Okay, so all the spiders that are combatants are dead, and it only cost you 1 cleric.
Do we know whether or not the cleric is dead?
Well, you can walk over there and find pieces of them like pulled apart.
yeah, he's missing arms and legs. They went away with that.
He's missing 2 legs and an arm, so it's just a bloody stump in one arm. There's pieces of plate mail strung, but not a full set. It's just they ran off with it.
Oh, they destroyed the +1 plate mail.
Yeah.
Would some other stuff, like some minor stuff like my prayer book and stuff, be salvageable? Or?
That would be salvageable. The prayer book would be salvageable. Yeah. I think the rest of the gear would be salvageable, just not the plate mail.
Alright, sick.
We should take his stuff.
Now, Socrates is still stable at -1.
Am I correct in the other spiders ran off and the only ones left now are the ones that were dead upon the battlefield?
Yes.
Okay, it's time to harvest some poison, boys.
Ooh, yes, I can.
I can do that as well.
Everyone's like poison time. Forget the poor chap that died. Forget that.
All these poisoners.
All right, so we're going to take a quick pause, and we're going to say a few parting words to the mighty Killian, who just got absolutely ambushed by spider crabs, or crab spiders, I guess. Oh man, I really thought the defense would have kept you up. I really did. I was like, oh, he's fine. His AC is 0.
If I could have kept
critical
the shield,
hits.
maybe.
Yeah.
Those crits. Yeah.
The double crit was just awful.
Yeah, those are brutal.
Yeah.
The triple damage crit was absolutely awful. It's what I love and hate about the game at the same time. I was like, oh, it's so brutal. So the good thing is you get to roll up a new character and all your XP rolls over.
Sweet.
So that's good. So if you want to, you can sit and hang with us and play as you go to Discord and roll up your new character. And we will we will continue on as we mourn the loss of Killian. Now we do still have the unconscious Socrates to deal with. What do y'all want to deal with that?
I did a pretty bad job scouting, so I guess if you guys just leave me here, I wouldn't blame you.
So I start. Azarian kind of walks over and goes, "Oh, Socrates, my friend. We hardly knew each other," and he kind of started stroking his head, and then you see like with my other hand, he's trying to he's kind of eyeballing like a small little trinket or ring that he might have or something beefy and shady. But yeah, he's just kind of like looking at him, just like kind of seeing if he's got anything worth anything. But I'm stroking his hair and giving him that like appearance of we hardly knew each other, and then I'm kind of taking the ring and biting it.
Right. As you're robbing the half-dead man and checking his pockets for loose change. Foray, what are you doing? We'll skip ahead.
Is there Knickerpuck, is there any more healing available for any of us?
Yes, there is. I've got one spell, but I can also do the medicine man
Do
treat wounds on
the
4
medicine man. Yeah, you can heal 4 people.
It takes one
That's
turn
cool.
per person, so it's 10
Once
minutes.
an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
can
turn,
make
an
it
hour.
look.
10 minutes.
I think we
It's
camp.
nice.
I think we camp here for an hour while
Some healing.
If we could heal Socrates and then take you could do a medicine man on the rest of us.
Okay.
Did anybody not take damage?
I think
I'm
Azarian, did you-
fairly injured.
Azarian, did you take any damage?
Oh yeah.
What are you at?
Yeah.
How much did you
That's
take?
12.
You're
I
at
took
12?
8 points.
Okay.
Yeah, I took 8.
All right. I didn't write it down. Okay.
Yeah,
And-
Connect back down to 8 himself.
I'm at
I'm at
6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we all
Tori-
got a little bit
Tori's
of the
still
business.
giant, so if spiders come back, you have to stomp on them.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So with
Yeah, I
that,
believe-
go ahead and let's
It's
roll
fast.
some. Let's go ahead and roll some healing. Let's do the first healing. You're gonna do one for Socrates,
Yeah.
who is still stable at -1.
Come on, Cthulhu.
So did we want to bring him up with the Cure Light Wounds? Or the...
What does the medicine man do? Is that a D4?
It's just 1d4, yeah.
And he's at -1? Is it?
His
Okay.
max health is 6.
Okay.
We'll do Medicine Man on him then.
Okay. You're at 1 health. Using bandages
Right.
and different herbs and and essential oils, you bring him back up to 1 health. you
Yeah,
wake
that's
up to
like
the
the
smell of
greatest
burning
dream.
sage as you you come back to, as you saw your life pass before you. You're not where you were when you fell. You were at the side of a hole, and there's a dead spider next to you.
And you're missing half your gear too.
Yeah, you're missing. That spider robbed you, apparently.
I see I'm getting dragged in there myself. Luckily, I was there
That
to
was
save
the
you.
weirdest dream.
We should check down these spidey holes to see if there's any other unfortunate people that got stuck.
Let's go ahead and finish the healing.
Okay.
You've got a couple of medicine man left, so do roll your. This will be the roll for Awareness. He heals for 2, and then you can do one. The next one that's hurt the most is Nensis, who's at 6. So let's roll his. You roll him for 4, and you've got one more. Kanikapuk, you're at 8, and Azarian is at 12.
Go ahead and give it to yourself.
Yeah.
I think I can.
Thank you for the healing.
Medicine Man myself.
Danio, the assassin, he has the ring. He already took it. That spider robbed him blind, right? One.
Yeah,
Rough
one for me.
neighborhood, Danny. A rough neighborhood.
All right. So here's the question. As everyone sits here for an hour and rest up and bandage, everyone's beat up. Do we continue following the footprints? Do we camp here in the woods next to this shrine? What say the group?
What are our hit points at total right now?
Well,
Like, how are we?
let's just say everyone's kind of beat up. Let's just keep it there.
What do you guys feel? Do you feel we should set up a defensible position here, stay overnight, or do you want to keep trekking?
Staying here would be my vote, though there are
Yeah.
spiders still in the area.
I can still track those spiders. Their tracks are very fresh.
Let's
could
try
also-
to tame one of those spiders.
Well, there you go. Set up a trap.
Got some
Right,
bait
let's
over
try
there.
and-
That cleric spy doesn't need to go away.
I think staying and setting up a position and setting a fire probably going to keep any of those spiders away.
As
we
a
wanna-
mighty huntsman, can't you set a trap? I've got a fishing net.
I can try. My skills aren't the greatest in that, but I can try.
Okay, so we're gonna do a camp scene. For the sake of time, we're just gonna kind of blow through this, but I do want to set the trap. and see if someone comes through. As we camp for the night, before we go to healing and restoring spells and stuff like that, let's go ahead and see if you're able to catch one of these spiders at night. So, what is your snares and traps? What is that?
That's a 3 in 12 chance.
Okay, well, roll it, and let's just see if you get it.
Oh, you got this.
Oh, it was a 3 and it went to 4.
Right,
All right.
there. Oh.
No
Dang.
luck. No luck. However,
Can
everyone...
we work together on that one? There's
Nah, it's
two
fine. It's fine.
two other assassins.
So he tried it. He failed it. So now what we'll do is we'll say we're going to sleep through the night. The campfire keeps everyone away. You can now roll one of your hit dice for healing. So whatever your hit dice is, that's what you can roll to heal naturally. And Kanikapuk, before you go to bed, you cast Cure on yourself. So what I need to do is everyone roll, and then let's get your new hit points as we start the next day. So 4A, you heal up 5. Let's see. Kanikapuk heals 5. Wow, you had a good night's rest. And then, let's see. Socrates, you roll. Let's see. Okay, that's 3 points for the huntsman. All right. Is that all the healing? Roll a d6.
No.
Just roll a d6.
Okay.
You heal for 5. You're at full health. You between the healing magic, the medicine man, and getting into this, like you heal. You're sore, but you survived the encounter. Also through the night, Azarian, as you were walking about the camp with some of the others, you did find that there were other people that were eaten, and there were some things left over. You do find scattered about. You do find one of the individuals seemed to be carrying some gems. You find 5 gems. And I'll tell you a little bit more about them later, but it's 5 gems that you find.
Okay, no problem. And any of the harvesting for the poison?
Yes, go ahead and roll for that.
Okay. That's a D12.
Is that for all
correct?
those who have it?
Yeah, everyone who has harvesting venom can do that.
Absolutely.
I think that's a fail.
9 out of 12 is perfect.
Oh, is it?
What I
Yeah.
need.
Yeah,
What
is
I
it?
need.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. Kanikapuk, you did it too? Every
Beautiful.
poisons for everybody. So everyone was successful in harvesting. So we lost a cleric, but we have poisons. So here's what I want to do. Everyone who was successful on that, now roll a d4 to see how many applications you were able to harvest. All right. Huntsman has... See, Kanikapuk got 1. The Huntsman got... Have we already rolled? Everyone's got it. Look at
Just leave it
Azarian
to the
getting
professionals,
4.
boy.
You got
Leave it to the
4
professionals,
applications. Okay, so the next morning, it's still not morning, it's still night. You sleep, and now it's the dead of night. You've rested, and you can continue to follow the tracks as they seem to be heading north towards the mountains.
Okay. Excellent.
There wasn't enough left of our cleric for a proper burial, was there?
You can definitely bury the stump and one arm that was left. So it's a small hole, and it's just a stump, like torso, head, and arm. So it was an easy.
I have a shovel.
It was an easy burial. In fact, you could just bury him in one of the holes the spider already had. So
we could always bring him back to town for the necromancer guy.
Right. Well, he'd be pretty useless as a skeleton without legs. So
Yeah, I guess we won't go dancing. I guess we'll just play checkers again.
Max, you are a wonderful sport. I will say that. You're a wonderful sport. All right. So with that, we're going to track so let's have our scout. Actually, let's have the scout, and we have 2 chances at this. So let's have the huntsman and the scout both roll and see what you guys can find. So give us those D12s for tracking.
That's a pass on me. I got a 10 and 12 chance.
Ooh. Okay, both of you failed because that's a 12 and a 10. So both of you failed. So all
on my screen.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's two different rolls. There's anyway. So the two of you fail. Now hang on, is a 10 a pass for you?
For the huntsman it is, but I rolled a 12 going by chat.
Yeah, you rolled a 12. He rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So you both fail. You know the direction that they were going, but as you go through the night and the darkness, you kind of lose it. But in the distance, you do find the mountain range, and at this point, you're coming out of the woods, and you see a mountain range, and you know that if you go left, that's going to go west towards Aberdona, and if you go right, you could cut back around to Intella. But let me go back to the main map here, and I'll show you guys where you're at. You're basically like here. So what's the party want to do? You've lost the tracks.
To be honest, I wouldn't want to go back to Aberdona anytime soon, and I don't think the survivors would go back.
No, I feel we've lost the trail. I believe returning to Intella and setting up a watch to guard against the group that's watching would be the best course of action.
I also had an idea. If we know that these are, if we suspect these are women and children and not professional adventurers, for them to have to survive out here in the middle of this winter and stuff, they're going to need to find something with shelter, and they're going to need to find fresh water. So do the huntsmen or any of these local guys know where there's a creek or a water anywhere near? Like, I mean, they have to be, you know, I mean,
Socrates, if you want to, I'll let you scout about and see if you can find it, because Azarian brings up a good point.
Yeah, let me scout.
Yeah.
I am a scout.
Yeah, so let the scout. All right, so
come on, Socrates, you got this.
He heads off into the distance. He heads off into the distance. Give me another tracking roll for me, please.
Let's go.
Let's go. The huntsman would also have that because wilderness survival is.
Yeah, so huntsman can go too. So huntsman, you roll as well.
I got a 9. No.
What did?
I'm 7 and 12.
Okay. As you go about, you lose it, Socrates, but the huntsman, you pick it up. The way that you pick it up is very interesting. You don't pick up the tracks. You pick up the scent of something dead. You catch a whiff of it in the air. And while your friend was looking for tracks, you just caught a whiff of it. Being on the hunt, a lot of times you caught like a carcass smell, and you can tell that it's coming northwest towards the mountains.
My friends, there's a smell of a deathly odor to the northwest. Maybe we should check it out to see if it's the people we're tracking.
Let's follow our nose.
Okay. Are we all in concordance? Do we all concur?
I agree.
What does Foray say?
I'm definitely not in any shape to get into any battle with more than a few opponents. Seeing as now there's only 5 of us. 5 on 15 would be bad news.
But 6 on 15 was way better.
I like those. I like those odds. Yeah.
Well, do you want to leave it and come back, or do you want to scout it?
And not injured.
Pinikapuk, my Cthulhu brethren, my Eskimo pal. What do you think here, bud? What should we do? What is throw out the bones and the whale lard and carcass, and what does the mighty Cthulhu say that we should do here?
Kanekabuk, well, humana. It'd be wise to scout this before we engage.
Okay. So,
Agreed.
We're going to let the huntsman.
A man of many words.
You want to let the huntsman and the scout go ahead, so Socrates and Ninsus head up and scout it out?
That's a good idea.
Okay, so the two of you move forward, following the smell, and as you get over the hill, you're about half a mile out, and in the distance you see a cave. And in front of that cave, you see scattering about what looks like broken snow. And as you get a little bit closer, you notice that you see about a dozen or so black robes strewn about. As you see blood spewed everywhere. As you see 12 carcasses in front of this cave.
Would I recognize those carcasses as and the robes from the Oons?
They are, in fact, or they were, Oon.
This is not who we're looking for.
These were the people that took over the town. Which makes me really worried that the people or things that killed him are a lot worse.
Should we go up closer and see if we can find any tracks? Any clues?
How far away are we?
Probably like not a quarter of a mile. Like you could walk up there and sneak about if you wanted to. It's still dark. Phobos is hanging above, which is always a bad omen. But Phobos is hanging above. It is dark, which is it's a low light situation. So you could stealthily get closer.
I take it you can move silently, my good scout?
Yeah, I can hide and move silently. So
Same
I'll
here.
try to do that.
Okay. So the two of you both give me move silently rolls.
Let's get one.
Very good.
All right.
All right, so both of you managed to move silently and get closer. You see the bodies strewn about. Both of you give me tracking rolls.
Ooh.
Got it.
All right, so Ninsis, you miss it. You're kind of more watching the bodies of the Oon to make sure they are and truly dead. Socrates, on the other hand, you do find an older set of footprints, including those of the children, that seem to have walked into the cave. The footprints of the 15 strewn about, or actually about 12 or so strewn about, they didn't make it to the cave. That the others did. So there's about 6 sets of footprints to go in a cave, including what looks to be 2 children.
Okay, Nessus, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna go up to the cave. You watch my back. I don't come out. You go get help. Last time that didn't work out too well for us. I'm feeling bad about losing the cleric. I'm gonna check it out a little bit better. So I'm gonna try to hide in shadows.
Okay.
I don't know if I can. If I need to roll again.
You can, yeah. So give me another move silently check as you're going to move forward and try to take a look and see what's inside the cave.
I will stay at the cave entrance.
Okay.
Well,
you crunch on the ice as you move inside the cave, and you look about in the cave inside, and inside you see the 6 individuals seem to be passed out inside the cave on the very far end of the cave. Probably at 50 to 70 feet inside. You see all of them laying about. There seems to be light coming from one of them that you can see inside this cave. And they seem to be, they might be alive. But one of them, there's a light emanating from one of the people that's laying there.
Let me roll for listening for noise.
Discern noise? Go for it.
Oh, no.
You don't hear anything?
Right. Here we go. I'm gonna check out the bodies. People.
Okay. All right. Give me another move silently check. A 12. A 12. Okay. As you move into the cave, you do hear something moving above you. You look up as you see these giant tentacles, or not tentacles, but long arms moving down. You see this beast in the middle of it with these giant legs coming out. Roll initiative.
Oh, Yui, come on, brother, roll high.
I got a 4.
Oh, Yui, come on, bro. Yeah.
You rolled a 6. All right. You look up and you see this massive thing moving down. You don't know what it is. You see this big beast, these long legs coming out the side of it. It looks like the legs don't belong to the beast.
Awesome.
Oh
I am going to run away.
All right, you run away, and as you manage to get out, fleet of foot as fast as you can, you slide across the ice and run to Nensis, Nensis you see out of the dark. You just see him just running as fast as he can, slides in heavy breathing, and poor Socrates. What do you say?
We got a problem in there.
How big a problem?
I don't know what it is. I've never seen anything like it. But there are some people to be rescued. We need to make a plan.
We can take it? Or do we go back to the group?
Let's get everybody else and decide what to do.
Okay, so let's fast forward. The two of you go back to the group and share what you saw.
All right, guys, we need a plan on how to save these people. I'll be bait if we need it.
You only saw one?
There's something on the ceiling. It looks like a monstrosity. It's not natural.
Okay, so
I've seen nothing like it before. But there are people inside that seem to be alive.
Wow. Did you spot any of the children?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know. You saw that. You think you saw children in there passed out.
Was it another spider, perchance, that you may have seen?
It definitely didn't look like a spider. It didn't look like a spider.
It has tentacles.
Oh,
I don't know.
that would be
Do you have some kind of magical item? You could.
That's Kanikapuk's cousin, bro.
Sneak in
You gotta
there.
talk to him. Okay, so I have an idea. Now, did this thing did it give chase to you, Socrates? As it surprised you, did it chase?
No.
Okay. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not just like I was thinking. Maybe we could set like a groovy little trap and ambush. Maybe the people that are really quick or whatever could kind of draw it out into like a pit ambush or something gnarly with everyone. But if it's showing more of a sentient behavior, as in like I'm guarding something or whatever, it might not be lured out. You know what I mean? So I don't know, boys. What do you think we should do here?
Foray. What do you think?
If we could pin it down, I have a new spell that if it hits, it's trapped for 3 rounds.
Okay. What's the
and
huntsman
continuously
thing?
Takes damage.
Chance of surprise? Yeah, we could try and set up a surprise attack, but I didn't see this thing, so...
How big is it? Socrates, how big is this thing?
The center of it looked 5 feet wide, but the legs were enormous coming out of it, or tentacles. You're not quite sure.
gotcha. So am I correct in assuming that the top form is almost humanoid, like a centaur-ish kind of?
He doesn't know.
Like,
It looked furry.
okay, but it doesn't have like a humanoid top anatomy.
That he didn't sit long enough to study it.
It's big, it's fast, and it ate Fred. I'm out of here.
Dying once per game. Only allowed to die once per game.
I don't blame you. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking I could sneak up on it and try to just give it one in the eye, but if it's just a monster and not a humanoid, I can't assassinate it.
What does Knickapug think?
Our arrows?
Let's pass to Knickapug.
Well, we do have the element of knowing that there's something in there. If we could lure it out, that would be great. But if not, we could always go in there after it. We could cast some spells in advance. I could make someone big. And I could make someone small.
Ooh, I like that.
So what's the plan?
Okay.
You got to make a plan before I roll random encounter.
Yep. No worry. Okay, so if we're gonna draw it out, if we're gonna draw it out, probably me and the scout who have the most foot, movement, will try to draw it out, and the huntsman can concentrate on maybe a snare trap. And I say we use sticks and make an old school tiger punji thing and coat all those sticks with poison, with some of the poison that we've got, and maybe we can kind of get it into a small, a small pit or something. But did you say it ran on the roof, Socrates, as it tried to catch you? Oh, hell no. And then it's not even going to be
on the roof. It's on the ceiling of the cave, waiting.
Oh. Okay,
it also didn't chase him.
That's right. I say we poison up, we go sneak in there, and we unload hell upon him.
I think if who has a bow and arrow can arm their arrow and hopefully get first shot, since we know it's there. We go in with our bows notched and ready to fire.
If I can see it, I can kill it.
I love the arrogance. Let's do it. All right. So for the sake of time, are y'all going into the cave? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going in the cave. All right.
Got some spells first.
All right. So
let's go, Erk. Come on, baby.
We're at the entrance of the cave. You look about. You do see a dozen of these undead. They do have various weapons. Between daggers and falcatas. You do see one of them that has a big two-handed sword. You see a couple of broadswords. You see a bastard sword. They do have mundane weapons that are laying about. There's a hand axe as well. There's just a bunch of mundane weapons. They're not wearing armor. They almost look like townsfolk that turned into these things, and they're like reverting back to their human form. Now, the thing that's interesting is that you notice that these bodies seem pretty fresh. Because they're still reverting back to their human form as they're starting the decomposition. As you stand in front of this cave entrance, there's a cold air that blows in. And what are you going to do to prepare yourselves? Let's go real quick. Let's try to go this quick. So, Azarian, what are you doing to prepare before you go into the cave?
I'm going to use my short bow, and I'm going to place I'm going to place 4 of my arrow poison. I'm going to lock in for my 4 arrows of poison, and I'm also going to put my short sword with the manticore poison.
Okay, so the manticore poison is on your short sword, and you've got the spider poison on 4 of the arrows. Okay, so you've got that as you're walking in. Foray, what are you doing?
If this thing is a medium size or smaller, I can cast a spell on it. If not, then I guess I'm going to
hit it with your stick. You're gonna hit it with your axe. All right.
Yes.
PM.
If it's large.
Ninsis, what are you doing?
I will put my 3 uses of poison on my 3 arrows.
Okay.
And I will swap into a hand axe once we get into close range fighting.
Got it. And is our Socrates, our scout, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do missile attack.
Okay, is it poisoned or no?
I don't have any.
You just got your arrow ready. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't an announcement yet. We're not in an announcement. This is just the prep before you're going in. Kinikapuk, what are you doing?
Kinikapuk is going to cast enlargement on Foray.
All right, Foray. How does that make him like a size and a half? So is he 9 feet tall? Is that
1.5 times size and mass?
And do I get any bonus on damage or hit?
Yep. It's 1.5 times damage. You add up all your bonuses and die roll, and then times it by 1.5.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Okay. All right. So the 5 of you go into the cave. Stop. Yes.
I'm sorry. I want to walk over to Socrates, and you see me kind of pull out an arrow from one of my bags, and you see there's like this purplish ichor kind of like surrounding the arrowhead. And I say, this is when it comes down to it. Use this. And I give him 1 dose of my manticore poison on one of my arrows to him.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
1 dose of manticore poison arrow.
Aim true. All right.
Yeah, that's what I tell him.
All right. So with that, you enter the cave.
Are you going to sneak in there?
Well, the problem is we can't all sneak. Not everyone here is sneaky.
So let's sneaky to maybe get into positions, and let's do a little more recon, and then we can decide if we want to set up sniper wise, and then have the big boys come in, clickety clanking, and we can maybe catch them in like a L-shaped ambush or an X ambush or something like that.
All right. So
Azarian, I've never done this before. I'm not gonna risk sneaking in. I think I might give us away. I've already made plenty of noise.
Oh, my friend, you're with me. I walk amongst the webs. We're blessed. Naka looks above us. Look at the sign. Look at outside. It's such a good omen. I point to the dead bodies outside.
Okay.
All right, I'm not afraid of death. I died
All right,
once
so here's what
already.
we're going to do. Let's have Azarian, Socrates, and Ninsis give me move silently checks, as you 3 will be in front. And then we'll have Foray. This is you're entering the cave, and there is a light source emanating inside.
That's a negative.
I made some noise as usual.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a quick reset. Oh, no, there it is.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So as you're walking in, you see the 6 people laying out. They're laying down on the ground. There is a bright light emanating from like a bracelet or something on one of the people. And then the 3 of you are moving forward. You step into the light as you're looking about. The ice that you're standing on cracks as you walk on it. And as you do that, you're looking towards the ceiling. You don't see anything at first. You just see darkness as it's a massive chasm ahead of you. And then you see this thing, like you see these legs start moving down as we get into combat. So because it knew you were there, you knew it was there, there will not be a surprise round. So we're just going to go straight to announcement as you see this strange tentacular horror coming out of
Oh god.
Okay. It's coming down. So you see what looks to be the remains of some type of bear. And you see these giant tentacles coming out and breaking through the ribs of this bear as it's moving about, and like the legs are kind of dropping it into the cavern. And with that, let's have Azarian. Let's have Brian. You should roll initiative. But before you do, let's make announcements. I know we're going missile for the 3 people in front, correct? Right?
Missile.
Yeah. All right. Foray, what are you doing?
This thing's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's large.
I'm going to have to cast. I'm going to cast a spell.
You're going to cast a spell. Just so you know, this is a large creature. Just so you know.
Yes.
All right. Kinikapuk.
No, Kinikapuk is way off the map.
You're up here. I got you.
Can he see that thing from here?
Yes.
I can't see anything.
You can't see?
No.
There you go. How about now?
Okay. All right.
Kanekapuk, can you can do move and cast spell?
Yes.
You just go in the second?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they don't have phases, right?
Right. You just go at the end either way.
You'll move and cast a spell.
Okay. All right. So now, Azarian, let's roll initiative. Big Nasty is going on a 3. Big Nasty going on a 3. Oh, good. Hero's going a 4. Let's see. Now, here's the thing. First combat, I had the better dice. I think we can all agree on that. Let's see how this combat goes. So let's start with let's let Socrates go first. He's got a 15 dice. We'll let him go first. So Socrates, you see this thing coming down. Your shot.
Here we go.
Now, which arrow are you shooting? A regular arrow or the Manticore poison arrow?
I'm shooting the poison arrow.
Okay, you shoot that poison arrow.
Whoa.
Holy cow, he rolls a 19. That's a -1. That is going to hit. Roll your d6 of damage, and I've got to make a save. Okay, it fails the save, and it will suffer paralysis in 1d4 rounds.
Oh, come on. Roll low.
Roll low. So we'll let you roll a d4. This is your shot. Socrates, roll a d4.
Okay, here we go.
Roll low.
3 rounds. In 3 rounds, it will go paralyzed in 3 rounds. And with that, actually, more importantly, it's gonna die in 10 minutes.
Ooh. Isn't there two other shots at it?
Yes, there
With
are.
more poison?
Yes.
Hey guys, let's go have a smoke and come back in a little bit.
I like that idea.
Agree, but I don't know in game if we actually know that.
Of course not.
Y'all don't know that it's gonna die, but all right. It would just be interesting. All right, with that, Azarian, take your shot.
Okay. I actually want to. Can I hide? Or do I have to take my shot?
You have to take your shot. Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
said
got no
missile.
worries. Yep. Okay, I got you. Now, next time in the future, if I want to hide, what would I say?
Hide. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
It's kind of like a movement.
I got you. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so here we go. We get 1 shot here, and this is okay.
That's gonna hit.
All right, excellent, and that's gonna be D6 plus 1 damage.
You can't use a character sheet.
No, I can. And then,
all right, so you take the shot. It hits. Okay.
Actually, and then it also takes a D8. That's one of the poison ones. So
I got to make a save. I got to make a save for it. Yeah.
D8, correct.
Fail. So I take another D8. Roll a D8 damage.
All right, let's roll it high, man. Here we go.
8! Holy cow! Death by poison. All right, and Ninsis, take your shot.
Way.
All right. 1 shot.
That's a hit.
And
7
that was
damage.
with a poison shot as well.
It was okay. And then let me make a save. It passed that one.
Had to eventually.
Right, the law of averages, right? But
Yeah.
it is definitely taking these. It's roaring as it's pushing about as these arrows are hitting it. And with that, we go to Foray. You're muted.
I'm going to cast light. Sorry.
You're gonna cast light.
Cast light. Does it have a face?
It does. It does.
It has some ocular.
It fails. So the light comes out of its eyes. It's blinded. It illuminates the cave.
-2 to hit, -2 or +2 to AC, and -2 on any more saves.
Okay. And it emanates a light. It's like 60 feet, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
it blasts it right in its face. It's blinded.
All right, so that helps illuminate the cave even more. Kanikapuk, you definitely see your target now.
All right, Kanekapuk's going to advance to 20 feet away from that thing, and he's going to cast Reduction on him.
Oh.
A save versus transformation.
I passed.
Okay.
Even with the negatives?
Wait a minute.
Oh, he's got.
Did I get a -2 to saves?
Yep.
He failed.
Okay. He's 50% size, and he only does half damage.
Wow.
Oh, I love you, Eskimo. Holy Toledo.
Okay, Foray, now
this is
just step
revenge.
on
That's
him.
way better.
This is revenge.
This is way better.
And step on him.
All right, now it's his turn. As he goes and he gets smaller, he is going to go up and attack Azarian. He misses, and his other attack, he's going to attack Kanikapuk. And what's your AC?
4.
4.
You get a -2 penalty, right?
I
With the
do,
light
so
spell?
that's actually an 8, and that makes the difference. That light spell was clutch. He misses both attacks, and he got hit with the reduce. And now it's a new round of initiative. Let's have the man of the hour with the shot. Let's have Socrates roll. Before we do that, let's make some announcements.
So where is the enemy right in front of the other two?
It's just this one right here.
Ah, so he's not in front of the guys that was ranged?
He is.
His attacks were ranged?
No. His legs are super long.
Okay.
I'll call my
That would
action.
put him-
I'm gonna try to use movement to get behind for a backstab. I don't know well enough the game if I can attack or I have to have 50 movement.
He has to be unaware of you too.
Oh,
You gotta hide first and move silently.
Right. So at this point, just take a shot. Yeah.
And just shoot.
okay. Well, let's just have fun rolling dice.
Okay. So your
I'll
missile,
do a missile.
Ninsis,
Missile.
Azarian,
We are going to hide.
and Kanikapuk.
Kanekapuk will melee.
There you go.
And is it still, it's large though, right? Now?
No, it's
It
medium
reduced from-
now.
It's medium now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast another spell.
Awesome.
Yes, let's go.
All right. So now let's have
It's
Socrates. You
available.
roll initiative, and I will too. Big Bad's going on a 4. 2. All right. So I am going to attack Azarian, who's in front of me. I'm going to miss, and my other shot's going to go to Kanikapuk. He's basically like just moving his arms, and that's because of the -2. That's an 11. I think I still miss. I think that minus the light is wrecking. Yeah. Yeah, the light is wrecking. I just missed. Okay. And we're getting wrecked by a light spell. All right, with that, let's go to melee, which is Kanikapuk. Running up with a spear. No, that misses. All right, and now let's move over to the ranged folks. There's going to be Socrates and Ninsis. So, Socrates, you shoot first.
2 shots this round, right?
That's true, 2 shots. First shot misses. Take your second shot. Also misses. Ninsis, take your shot. Now, Socrates, you can move if you want to. You can move 50 feet. These are 5-foot squares. And while you're doing that, Ninsis, you can take your shot.
These bow shots will be with my remaining 2 poison arrows.
Okay.
Oop, wrong thing. Sorry, my bad.
That hits.
That's the wrong thing. I hit hand axe by mistake.
Oh, okay. That hits. And that's 4 damage. And I've got to make a save. And I get a minus. That's a D8. Forget that. Natural 20. I resist that poison, but you get a second shot.
Second shot.
That hits. I take 3 damage.
See if you make the save.
I do not. Roll another D8. Ouch. It's roaring back and forth. You see it slipping down. Its chest actually cracks on the eyes as it's trying to pick it back up. Its head's kind of moving back and forth. And with that, we go to Foray. No, yep, Foray spell. What are you casting?
I'm going to cast Fire Web.
Okay. I got to make a save.
Avoidance save.
I failed.
For half damage. So
let's go.
It's 3d4.
Okay.
This round.
Oh.
How big is it?
11 points of damage, and it's prone.
You cast this fire as this web goes out. It shackles all around his body and pulls him to the ground. As you hear it kind of screaming back and forth, it begins to turn to dust as the flame burns it. And right before your eyes, you see it completely turn to ash. You killed it.
Yeah!
For the cleric.
Yeah, guys!
That's how you do it, boys!
All right. And with
Spiders
that,
are too hard for us. Spiders are too hard, but giant beasts, no problem.
No problem. No problem.
I've had many legs in the spider. I hate spiders.
And with that, the 5 of you, for the sake of time, the 5 of you go up and find a family of Picts who had escaped and been on the run. Of one of which the daughter has it seems to be like a bracelet that has a light spell. They are alive. The beast was using them, seems to be as bait, and was keeping them paralyzed with its tentacles. And then they've been here for several hours. You are able to get this family back home. And that is where we will pick up the game next time. In the cave, you do have some loot. You do find about 25 gold spread around the cave between all the different bodies. You find 2 more gems, and you do find that one of the people in here that had died, some spellcaster, I guess, or not, because he has a 3-page scroll rolled up together. Kanikapuk, you take a look at it and see it is a level 3 magician spell. It is Dispel Magic.
Ooh.
That's nice.
So there are 7 total gems that you found. If you want to, you can bring back the horde of weapons that were dropped by the Oon. I'll put that up in Discord to add to the vault as you get back. So you did bring 6 of these people back. You have some gems that I'll list in Discord, and also the weapons, which is why we had so many loot rolls. There was a lot of random things I had to get. So that is our adventure for tonight. As we head back, you just destroyed the tentacular horde that was in the cave as we get back to Entella. -1 Killian. It doesn't matter because he's no longer with us. He is dead. But he's coming back. Did you roll stats?
Yes, I did.
And
I also rolled up everything else. I am 100-year-old Hyperborean, apparently.
100-year-old Hyperborean. Nice. And what class are you going to go with?
I'm thinking priest.
Priest! Oh, nice. Sticking in the healing world. All right. Well, the good thing is you get to skip that first level shenanigans because you can carry your XP over. You also get full XP for tonight for being a good sport. So we'll split that 6 ways. I'll put it up. And we saw that once again, crabs in my games, no matter what type of crabs, are dangerous.
In this game.
In this game. You know, in the other game, they dodged those laser blasts. I rolled like crap. I thought I was going to kill Bob. It just didn't happen. All right. So for everybody watching, thank you guys so much as we conclude our game of Hyperborea tonight as our West marches. We will continue on next. And next time we'll put another game up on the mission board. So with that, thank you guys for watching us in chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It was a bloodbath. There were lots of deaths on both sides of the table, which is always fun. And with that, we'll catch everybody next time. So thanks, guys.